Hey guys, it's Nikki, and today we're going to be covering everything that happened at E3 in regards to Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag multiplayer, but let's get into the gameplay first.
Round 1. Your objective is to hide with your teammates. Avoid being killed.
Quick disclaimer, I wasn't actually at E3. I had an opportunity to go because Ubisoft ran a contest and I could have entered and won, but I wasn't over 21, so I couldn't actually enter the contest. So I was just sitting over here at Stealth Shampoo headquarters, and by that I mean my room, very carefully watching Twitters and all the E3 live streams, everything. I've gone over lots of footage, lots of gameplay several times, and I think I've compiled what is the most complete Assassin's Creed 4 multiplayer detail list so far. I think I've gotten every single point, and I've done a ton of research, so I hope you guys enjoy. A quick note on the gameplay, this is some AC3 Manhunt. We're playing as my psychology teacher, and this is actually an open lobby I played with a few subscribers, so I hope you guys enjoy it. As usual, I'm just going to be kicking a ton of ass. First off, we're going to be going over all the miscellaneous information. I gathered this either by myself, I gathered a lot of information by myself, either by watching other people's videos or by reading developer tweets or watching interviews. So here we go. First off, there's some reused kill animations. I know that a lot of people are going to be annoyed by that, but the animations in the game really have been kicked up a notch in terms of contested kills. Don't look like, oh my god, I'm standing here waiting to get stabbed anymore. They actually look like two people are fighting. So contested kills, there's not actually a fighting mechanic, but they look much better in terms of the animations. There are reused kill animations, there are lots of new ones. A lot of characters are dual wielding pistols, and those are all completely new animations because we haven't had dual wield pistols in the game before. Don't worry, you can't shoot people across the map with two pistols, you don't get two tries with that. I mean, that's just an aesthetic thing. We'll talk about abilities later, but there are new kill animations, some reused ones. Hopefully we're not too mad about that. And a quick break from the gameplay. These screenshots are courtesy of Mr. RaininStormwake, who is kind enough to give me permission to use them. This is AC4 footage right here. And let's go over the HUD. In the bottom left, as usual, are your abilities. The ranged ability is returning the third ability slot mapped to triangle or Y on the Xbox, I believe. And over on the bottom right side of the screen, we can see that that's your contract. As usual, it lights up on the outside for line of sight. It lights up on the inside for proximity to your target. And also, as you'll see in a second, your target portrait actually gets bigger when you get closer to that person, which is pretty interesting. And now, in the top of your screen, that's where all the other information is. We have the time, you have your placing, you have your number of points, and we also have your number of pursuers over there in the red. Now let's move on to some more miscellaneous stuff. Kills and stuns, still on the same button as they were in AC3. I'm pretty excited about that. Also, a lot of kill animations don't make your camera angle switch around. So if you get certain kill animations in AC3, your camera swings around and it's hard to orient yourself and keep an eye on your pursuer just in case they're nearby. A lot of kill animations in AC4 don't actually switch your camera angles or swing your camera around too much. That was a good improvement, although I did notice ones where you're mobile, if you just jump at your target or if you run straight at them, that'll still change up your camera angle. So if you go for slower kills, then you're not going to be swinging around and have to reorient yourself after you kill someone. You can keep an eye on where everyone is, which I find pretty helpful. Also confirmed in AC4, missing an offensive smoke bomb will make you look like a complete dumbass, and I will stun you for it. Just kidding, I'm not sure if smokes or offensive smoke bombing has been confirmed for AC4. Hopefully not OSBs, but we'll have to see about that. I saw no smoke gameplay or any talk about smoke whatsoever at E3. Now, this is something I complained about in my last video, and I'm really glad they fixed it. Ground finishes are now mapped to your circle or B button, which is incredibly helpful. Now we won't have problems taking ground finishes when we actually wanted kills. So helpful that ground finishes are now mapped to B or circle. I can confirm that there is something called the Abstergo grade, which I would theorize works something like the Abstergo ladder right now. I'm not entirely sure how it does work, though. We'll have to see. You hear those whispers? They're just like that in AC4. Maybe a good thing, maybe a bad thing. People have different opinions on that, but the whispers are pretty much the same as they are in AC3. Your weather's coming back, as usual, nighttime, snow, all that fun stuff. That's coming back for sure. Also, something else coming back, the Animus Hack kill streak. I'm not sure if you're going to need silent kills, normal kills, or both to acquire this. I'm not sure the values, but intense bench sitting! It'll definitely be coming back for sure. Now, as you guys may already know, AC4 is going to be on next-gen hardware, and I do hear rumors of a theater mode. I haven't been able to get any official word. I've been bugging Noctalia about that, the multiplayer community manager, but she hasn't been telling me anything. I hear rumors of theater mode, and on next-gen hardware, we got better capacity for putting stuff into games. It looks like there might be a theater mode. Hopefully there is. I don't want to let you guys down by confirming it, but it's not actually there, but I really have a strong feeling it'll be in there. Something that I do have a strong feeling that's not going to exist is an AC4 multiplayer beta. This has been confirmed by Loomer, so I'd like to give him credit by saying that he was the one who found this out. But there is official word that there is going to be no beta for AC4 for the same reasons as AC3, because they want to spend that time in development rather than pushing out a beta. Because to push out a beta, you have to get a lot of stuff together, and they would rather spend that time pushing forward the multiplayer and working on it a little longer. On the realism aspect of AC4, now I know AC isn't exactly a completely realistic series, but now when you stab someone, if you do it in a really undiscreet fashion, is that a word? Undiscreet? Whatever, it's a word because I say so. If you beat the crap out of someone right in front of a bunch of people in a really violent fashion, then everyone's going to be like, whoa, that guy just died. So NPCs will either step back or turn around and look at you. Not if you get a silent kill, or better I believe, but if you get a really loud, violent, bloody kill, then NPCs are going to be like, dude, you just killed that guy. They probably won't say that, but they're just going to look at you funny. And lastly, the good old ambush bonus is returning as the last piece of miscellaneous information I have for you guys. Alright, let's talk abilities, because that's really part of the core of AC's multiplayer. I can confirm the gun in your ranged ability slot, and disguise and time phase. Disguise works as usual. Time phase is a brand new ability where you can actually drop it or throw it, and what happens is everything in that little dome of area that it affects an area kind of like mute or wipe does. Everything slows down. Now, I'm not sure if someone's jumping through the air, if you throw a time phase at them, they'll slow-mo jump through the air, because that would be pretty funny to troll people like that. But I do know for sure if you throw a time phase, it's going to affect people in that area. In terms of team modes, they showed absolutely no team modes at E3. I'm not sure if it'll slow down your teammates. I'm pretty sure it won't, because that would make sense. But it does slow down people who are trying to move in that area. And a little bit of speculation from Nikki. This isn't confirmed, I didn't see it at all, but I believe there will be a ranged ability that has something to do with a blowpipe, because I watched a bunch of single player stuff, and Edward Kenway, the main character in AC4, is using a blowpipe to stealthily take people down. So I think the poison dart might return as a blow dart sort of tool, and maybe it'll be a blow dart bullet, or maybe you could, I don't know, something to do with a blow dart might be in the multiplayer, because it seems like a really pivotal weapon in the single player. Nikki's calling it out first. There's going to be some sort of blow dart in AC4's multiplayer. Wait a minute, I just thought about what I just said. A blow bullet. That is OP. I'm calling a nerf on that right now. Alright, now we're getting into the first piece of juicy information right here. There is something in AC4 that is truly revolutionary for the series, and it is called the Game Lab, where you can fully customize 200 plus aspects of the game, including ability restrictions. You can change point values, so if you don't think grab kills are worth 450, 350, you can make them worth 50 points. If you don't think ground finishes are worth 50 points, you can make them worth 2 points. You can do a ton of different things in the Game Lab that wasn't available before, and this opens up a whole opportunity for esports and a bunch of other things. Also, there are changeable cooldowns, so you can change the cooldowns on abilities. You can change the meter, so if you like ACB's incognito meter, you can start all the way at the top. If you like ACR's reverse detection meter for some weird reason, then you can start it over there. And these game modes are actually modes you can play with your friends, and if they're super popular, Ubisoft will take your game mode and put it out in the public playlist. So we're not just going to be stuck with the basic game modes Ubisoft creates. We can have the people of the community actually revolutionize what we're playing. So if you think of a fun game mode, they can put it out there and everyone can experience it. Oh, and a few other things you can change. Interestingly enough, you can change the lookalikes. So if you want a deathmatch style game where there are no lookalikes, you can turn them off. Or if you want a wanted style game, then you can turn lookalikes on. Be pretty interesting. Manhunt without lookalikes. What's that going to look like? Huh. Look like puns. Oh yes, and of course you can change the session time if you want an 8-minute game, a 2-minute game, a 10-minute game. I'm sure there are some intervals there you can change to, or pretty cool if you could change it to some weird time like 7:14. But I'm pretty sure that you can change to certain intervals like 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes. That's in there. And also, interestingly, they're going to give us the templates for Wanted Deathmatch. I'm sure those game modes are returning, the basic ones that are ever so popular. I'm not sure about Domination. A lot of people show that game mode love. I like it. But I'm sure Wanted's going to be returning, and they're going to be giving you the template for those game modes to change. Speaking of templates for those game modes to change, every game that they played at E3 was a variation of the basic Wanted game mode. They played Purist Wanted, which wanted no abilities, no perks, no nothing. They played a game mode called Frantic, edited using the Game Lab. Frantic is kills, ground finishes, and stuns are worth 1 point, but if you land a contested kill, you get 0 points. That's an interesting game mode, interesting dynamic, and the cool thing is, if you don't like these game modes, you don't have to play them, you can make your own, which is awesome. Also, there is a Pistolier game mode, which is guns only. You can't kill anyone, you can only shoot people in the face, stun. You also had shield and disguise. I'm sure you can edit this game mode to your liking as well, but everything was on super fast cooldown, so it added an interesting dynamic. You take a shot, if you missed, or if they blocked it using the Animus shield, then your target can run up to you and punch you in the face, which wouldn't end very well because someone sitting on the ground is a very viable target to get their face blown off. So those were the 3 game modes they showed at E3. We had Purist Wanted, the Pistolier game mode, and the Frantic game mode, all variations of the standard Wanted game mode. And next up, let's talk about how scoring's changed. Hidden kills, acrobatic kills, things like that are now multipliers, the grab kills as well. So say, if you landed a hidden kill, it actually multiplies your score by 3 instead of adding, say, 300 points, or grab kills adding more points. They're actually multipliers to your score. Also, contested kills now have your score. So there are no honorable deaths as well. Let me explain that. If you get a contested kill, then you're going to say get your ×3 hidden, but then you're going to get your score halved in the end because of your contested kill. Also, since there are no honorable deaths, your stun will now be halved. So say you landed a stun ambush, 300 points, and it's now 150 instead of your 100 point honorable death. So that's a very interesting mechanic. We now have multipliers. That means if you contest that idiot who ran straight up to you in deathmatch, he's getting a 50 point kill given he gets no extra bonuses because you contested him. That's a 100 point kill divided by 2, 50. And you get a 100 point stun. So you actually came on top out of that exchange if people are really stupid and get a lot of contested kills. Now with the Game Lab and the fact that the model of AC4 that Ubisoft brought over to E3 was probably an alpha or pre-alpha model, then we're probably going to be seeing changes in point values, especially with the Game Lab. You can change point values, so I'm not sure how everything's going to work out so far, but point values are subject to change. That's basically the outline of how scoring is going to work though. And last but not least, actually this is a really important piece of information. Before I go and before you guys see the end of the gameplay and my score, let's go over the AC4 multiplayer characters. Here's some screenshots of them, and I really like looking at the characters before the game comes out because I can just look at someone and feel if I have a connection with them, and I feel that connection with this first character, Lady Black. She is definitely mine. No, none of you guys can touch her. She's my character. This is my character, like how the Courtesan was and Lady Maverick is. Lady Black's gonna be mine. She's just gorgeous, and I have this thing for dual-wield pistols. It's just, I like this. She's mine. This screenshot is courtesy of Miss Shattering Glass. If you'd like to go over to her channel, annotation on the screen, and her channel link is down in the description. Thank you for letting me use this, madam. But this is some AC4 lobby gameplay screenshot stuff. And from left to right, I actually have these characters memorized. I've done so much research and so much pausing and trying to read some really fuzzy print. But I figured out every single character's name. There's going to be 10 of them so far. I'm sure there's going to be more introduced to the game, and I have one secret character I think I've secretly found out about. A Stealth Shampoo exclusive, I'll tell you about that in a second. 10 characters and a random character button and maybe one exclusive character with more added to the game. Anyway, without further ado, I'm sorry, left from right. This is the Navigator on the far left, the Physician, Lady Black, oh she's so pretty, the Cutthroat, the Puppeteer, and at the end's the Adventurer. Anyway, let's go over some rapid fire screenshots over every character. This is the Adventurer, pretty awesome dude. Over here's the Cutthroat. Next up we have the Dandy. This dude doesn't look like someone you want to mess with, even though it's pretty easy to make fun of him. This guy looks like he doesn't get out of the sun very much. But we also have the Duelist, the Mercenary, the Navigator, the Physician, the Puppeteer, which looks like a combination of the Corsair and the Lady Maverick. And we also have the Rebel, who reminds me a lot of the Thespian from ACR. And this is the 11th character. He wasn't in the demo. I have no idea who this guy is. It could be a piece of fan art, but I found this along with the picture of the Physician. So it is possible that this guy's in the multiplayer and I just so happen to stumble upon an exclusive. I'm not too sure, but there's potential that this guy is in AC4. Oh, and the very last thing, Saba Island was the only map available at E3, and it's a jungly sort of map. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. The 10 confirmed characters plus one character that could be in the game, and all the details and information I could scavenge from my Stealth Shampoo office. I've been very closely watching E3, Twitter, live streams, developer interviews, people talking, and I know as much of the game as I could possibly get, so hopefully this is an absolutely complete guide, or at least 99% of the details AC4. Thank you guys for watching. My final score in this Manhunt game, by the way, 10,180. I'll definitely be picking up AC4 as soon as I can. Let me know down in the comments section, what do you think so far? Let's have a little bit of discussion. What do you like? What do you don't like? And thank you guys for watching once again. I've been Nicky from Stealth Shampoo. Also linked down in the description is a link to every single person's channel who has AC4 gameplay up currently, because I want you guys to go out there and watch that. Special thanks to RaininStormwake and Shattering Glass for letting me some screenshots. I've been Nicky once again, and I'll see you all some other time.